So, Marianne, can you tell us about the Transformer Archetype?
Well, the Transformer is our name for the archetype that's traditionally known as the magician. The Transformer is the side of us that can step back, get perspective, and really see what's going on. Our Transformer can see things from many different points of view and can generate many different possibilities and options for us. Our Transformer doesn't have the warmth and morality of the heart-centered leader. In a way, it's a little cold, this side of ourselves. But it's important that it has that detachment in order to be able to step back and really see without being attached to any particular point of view. Our Transformer is where our intellect lies. This side of us loves an intellectual challenge, loves to work through a task, loves to do things in real detail. And the role of the Transformer in our life is to bring about transformation. The ultimate form of seeing things differently is to have a paradigm shift and to start to see the world in a completely different way. Indeed, this is what we aim for in shadow work. We aim to bring about transformation in your life. We don't simply aim to remove any distress or pain you might be experiencing, but more to work with that pain and distress and find the gold in there so that you can start to see yourself and your world differently and have a completely transformed experience of your life.
So perhaps next you could tell us about the Yin and the Yang aspects of the Transformer.
Well, the Yang aspect of the Transformer archetype is that part of us that loves detail and precision. So if we imagine cooking using a recipe, this Yang side of our Transformer will stick to the recipe in detail and do it really carefully and precisely, and therefore transform that food into a beautiful meal. Whereas the Yin aspect of our Transformer is the side of us that will more cook by taste. We'll throw a few things in and then taste it and see how it's going. This is the side of us that has flashes of inspiration and uses our intuition to bring about transformation.
And next, can you tell us about the key emotion for the Transformer?
Well, the key emotion is fear. We believe fear is the key that unlocks the door to this transformational side of ourselves. It's as though if we've put our fear away into shadow, we're not willing or able to feel it, we can't see clearly. We can't ask for the information that we need. We can't find out what we want to know so that we can see things differently and ultimately bring about transformation and change in our lives.
And what is the animal instinct for the Transformer?
Well, the animal instinct that drives this archetype is the instinct of survival. This is a kind of very immediate survival. It's you or it's me. It's typified by the predator instinct and by the prey instinct. If we think of predators, they use trickery and cunning to lure their prey to their death. They need to work in a detailed and precise way. They need planning and forethought, and they need patience to lie in wait for their prey. Whereas the prey instinct is about hiding. It's about scanning the environment for danger. It's about camouflaging ourselves or masquerading as something that we're not in order not to be seen. And these instincts we use very much in our childhood when we're in a very vulnerable position. We need to scan around for danger and develop a strategy as to how we're going to manage that. In fact, the side of us that does this is so important that we give it a special name. It's a part of the transformer that we call the safety officer. So our safety officer scans around in childhood for danger and works out what we can do to avoid that danger. Indeed, our safety officer is the part of us that decided that certain slices of this ball weren't going to be safe for us to have. And our safety officer is the side of us that told us to put those aspects of ourselves into shadow so that we could be safe as we're growing up.
And what conversational patterns are associated with the transformer?
Well, the healthy transformer is able to look and see and ask for the information that they need and find out what they want to find out. A wounded transformer will be too frightened to simply ask openly for the information that they need. For example, if my partner's late home one night, I may be very worried and very concerned about what might have happened. And when they come in, I'll say, "You're so late. Where have you been? Tell me what's been going on." But somebody who's wounded in their transformer archetype won't be able to ask that question so openly. They may be very attached to one particular point of view. For example, I may think, "He's having an affair. I just know he is." And when my partner comes in, I'll say, "Where have you been? Who is she? What have you been up to? I want to know." Or equally, we may just not want to know. We may say, "Don't worry, it doesn't matter where you've been. I'm just really pleased that you're back now."
And what might wound this transformer energy and cause it to go into shadow?
Well, the wounding message that causes our transformer to go into shadow is the message that we're bad, we're wrong, we're deeply flawed in some way. This is different to the heart-centered leader message that we're not good enough, because that message invites us to improve in some way. But this message is completely damning. We just are bad. We're rotten to the core. And we can get this message when we're relentlessly told that we're naughty or bad as children, or even evil. We can also get this message if we're abused and we try to make sense of that abuse. It's as though we can try to decide why this is happening. We can't make sense of it. So we decide that maybe we're bad. We deserve this abuse. We deserve this punishment. So that's another way that we can receive the message that we're bad in some way.
So, what kind of shadows are associated with the transformer?
Well, if we've received the message that we're bad, then one option is to inflate and really try to prove that we're not bad. We can become perfectionist, doing everything in a really detailed way just to make sure that there are no mistakes and we don't do anything bad. We can look to blame other people and point out the badness in them as a way of deflecting the attention from ourselves. We can also look to take the badness in ourselves and put it in other people and then squash that down and punish it. And this can become really persecutory behavior. We see the badness that we fear is in us, in others, and we squash them down. We want to destroy them. We want to punish them. We can scan around constantly and watch ourselves really carefully to make sure that we're not doing anything wrong. We can become very controlling or very manipulative in order to try and hide our own badness and also make sure that nobody else does anything bad. Or we can lie compulsively at every turn just to try and cover up any possibility that we might have done or said something that would show that we're bad. So those are the inflations, but we can also deflate if we get this message that we're bad and really believe it. And then all we do is we try to hide. We become dense. We become not knowing. We don't want to see anything. We don't want to know anything. We don't want to have any opinion in case that opinion might be wrong or might be bad. So we become very fogged, very dense, very slow in our thinking.
What is the healing message for the Transformer, and what tools do you use to bring this energy back into balance?
Well, the healing message here is you're innocent. You've done nothing wrong. If we can take in and believe that message, we can start to heal our wounded Transformer energy. And as far as the tools go, the whole shadow work process is transformational. So we use many different Transformer tools as we work. For example, when we ask you to get a part of yourself out on the carpet, that's a very Transformer idea because we're using our intellect and our imagination to imagine that we're not just one person, that we're made of all of these different parts. It's a kind of intellectual trick. Also, when we invite you to step back and look at your carpet and see your inner world, we're inviting you to use your Transformer so that you can work out what needs to happen and what kind of transformation needs to take place there. From your distanced, step back perspective, you can really see what's going on. And also, we use tools to heal Transformer energy when you've got a part of yourself on the carpet that you believe is totally bad. These are often very destructive or very cruel parts of ourselves, and we can see no goodness in them and no point in them. But in shadow work, we believe that all parts of us have value and that there's gold at the core of every aspect of us. So when we have a part that you see as bad out onto the carpet, we may offer you the opportunity to step into that part and really inhabit that energy and act out everything that that part wants to do. And we'll support you to do that in a really safe way where there are no real world consequences. Nobody will get hurt. And as you do this, you can transform that energy. It's as if you release it from yourself and find out the pure gold essence that's at the core of that. If you like, the form of that energy from way back when it was originally put into shadow. And that way, you can transform these parts of yourself that you're frightened of or believe are bad. You can access the gold at the core of them. You can stop being so scared of those sides of yourself. And you can use the resources there to transform your life.